All righty. Well, welcome. Welcome. This is the July meeting of the Kenton City School District Board of Education. Do roll call.
Mr. Householder.
Here.
Mr. McCullough.
Here.
Mr. Rush.
Here.
Mr. Watkins.
Yes.
Mr. Blue.
Here.
To the Pledge of Allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Approve and/or corrections of the minutes for the regular meeting as of June 20th, 2016, and the special meeting as of June 29th, 2016. Motion to accept.
Bruce.
Watkins.
Thank you.
Any discussion? Vote.
Mr. McCullough.
Yes.
Mr. Rush.
Yes.
Mr. Watkins.
Yes.
Mr. Blue.
Yes.
Mr. Householder.
Okay. Principal Supervisor. Anybody here to speak?
Today.
Okay. Public participation. Buzzing right through them. Treasurer's reports. Motion to accept.
Householder.
Second.
Rush.
Any discussion?
I just was going to bring up, I gave Mr. Thomas a copy of the budget versus actual for the end of the year. And we ended up with a net of $1,486,000 this year. We do have a little bit higher outstanding encumbrances for the end of the year. That's closer to $500,000 this year with some of the repairs that we were doing. But we ended up with a good year.
Excellent. Anything else? Vote.
Mr. Rush.
Yes.
Mr. Watkins.
Yes.
Mr. Blue.
Yes.
Mr. Householder.
Yes.
Mr. McCullough.
Yes. Good. Number 7, superintendent's reports. Anything?
We did receive confirmation that we did get the renewal of the 21st Century Grant, which is a little over $200,000 for next year. And that will serve math and reading for at-risk students at the elementary school. If you were involved in Club Roar and a lot of the community did tutoring for us and helped out with that, that'll be continuing. So that was good. And the Health Partners Grant did come through. And they've already started the renovations of the space at the high school. And they're still working on just finding extra space at the elementary. So those things are well on the way. And so all those grants came in over the last couple of weeks as well. So the final thing that will happen for the straight A grant will be that the controlling office at ODE will have a meeting. I think it's the end of July, 1st of August, and they will finalize the dollar amount, although we're pretty confident there were no problems with what we requested. So that will be coming through, and then that money will start flowing so we can start on our teacher professional development. We are presenting at an ODE conference the end of this month, which I guess would be the week after next, it's probably next week, for the Wildcat Community Connectors again. So our team and our students will get to go out and share with the state what we did and how other districts could replicate what we've done here. So that's a positive. And I know that flyers are going out for the start of school. I started to see envelopes leaving the office today from the different buildings. So your information should be on its way. The first day of school is Thursday, August 18th. So
Anything else?
I think that's it.
Very good. And we'll move on to 8. Committee reports. Finance. Dave, would you like to?
Yeah, we did meet, and through some hard work from 4 people here, Tracy, and Jen, and Mark and Mark, middle Marcus, I guess. Nothing. Worked on the finalizing the contract for the Hardin Central property. We were under a letter of understanding before, or a letter of intent, I guess you would call it. And so now that language is almost in place. So we're just one more step closer to being able to actually move that property on down the line. So thank you guys for your work there. As you see in the agenda for tonight, we have the OPC contract, or the OPC contract on for vote. And so we'll be voting on that. I believe they ratified it. Is that
They
correct?
did on Thursday.
So we discussed that. Tracy's already gone over the year-end budget versus the actual, which is nice. Means we're doing a good job. We have a lot of projects yet to do, getting things fixed up. Things are moving along on the middle school, but there's still a lot more to do to tighten that building up. Also on the agenda, you'll find vehicles, a new truck, passenger van for the kids, and a car for also hauling students such to Columbus and doing that kind of stuff. So 3 new vehicles we're putting in, and so we're upgrading our equipment. Yes, our equipment in our facilities. So things we need to do at this point. Jennifer talked about the grants. We talked about that. We discussed administrative contracts, the insurances, and we're going to get recommendations from Tracy and Jen at the August meeting. So that was the last of the discussion that we had in the finance.
I think that's about it. Vehicles were in much need of replacement.
Well, and that's good that we have the money to be able to do it. So.
I agree. 8B, facility.
Yeah, that.
Didn't have any meeting.
Haven't met.
Extracurricular, Mark?
7-on-7, they won down in Kentucky this past weekend, so good for the football team. They got one more in Kent State this Friday, so doing well. And then we have a meeting scheduled within the month to review things prior to the school starting up. So that's it.
Very good. Career?
Everything's quiet right now. I mean, they're working on the summer project, same as we are here. But we did, the Kent Times had a nice success story on one of our graduates earlier in the week, Becky Clary, with the cosmetology program. It's always nice to be recognized in that respect. And I think that's something we need to do here in Kenton, is recognize. We have a lot of success stories here too that we really need to look at. So, but thanks for that story. And other than that, things are going smooth.
Very good. Policy?
The policy did not need to, there's nothing on the agenda.
Any other old business? Okay, moving on to new business. 10A to 10. I. Motion to accept.
Blue.
Second. Watkins. Okay, just real quick.
We have 2 changes under 10E. So the 7th grade team lead should be Amy Long. So if you'll correct that, that's the first name under 10E. And the second one that got confirmed today that we would just like to finish off with the team leads is Amy Johnson will be the 8th grade team lead at a fixed rate of $1,878. So that will finish off. I think all of the team leads will now be hired. They have a meeting the 1st of August, so that'll be good.
Okay. Any other discussion? Vote.
Mr. Blue,
Yes.
Mr. Householder,
Yes.
Mr. McCullough,
Yes.
Mr. Rush,
Yes.
Mr. Watkins.
Yes. Okay, 11A through 11M. Motion to accept.
Also,
Second.
Blue.
Discussion. I guess everything's in here. The
Money,
purchase of
money,
new vehicles. And
All the fees.
The preschool fee, is that per month? Is that,
Honestly, I don't know. Do you know, Tracy?
Well,
Yeah,
I would
I
say
believe
it
it's a
is.
month.
that's what I thought it was, but it doesn't say that
Okay.
for definite. I remember we talked about that a year ago. I
Yeah.
think. So,
What do we do with the old vehicles? Did we get rid of those? We keeping any of those? Or adding two?
We haven't had that discussion yet. Most of them are well over 300,000 miles or more, so
Right.
probably just need to be getting rid of those. Was there any that they had talked about keeping? I didn't think there were.
not that I'm aware of.
There's none worth
The
keeping.
only one that we could possibly keep, I guess, is the car, and I can't remember what the make of that car was. It has over 300. It would only
The
be good.
Escort.
Yeah, it would
Escort.
only be good for running around here in town. So that way, when it broke down, we could actually go pick them up and not have to have it out on the road.
Right.
And I'm not sure what good it would do for us.
It would be 2 more vehicles we would need to maintain.
Right,
Right.
right.
So probably by next finance meeting, they'll start the process to.
We'll get a recommendation from Doug, I'm sure.
Anything else? Vote?
Mr. Householder,
Yes.
Mr. McCullough,
Yes.
Mr. Rush,
Yes.
Mr. Watkins,
yes.
Mr. Blue.
Yes.
Very good. Okay, before I go to 12, we will need another meeting for the August regular meeting, correct? To approve additional hires.
We have 2 positions that aren't filled.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I don't have them filled yet, so to set a date would be premature because we're still collecting, resumes and they're still interviewing. So at some point, we'll need to hopefully get them hired soon. If not, then we'll just do it on the August 15th. But one would be a middle school position. I think it's evolved to language arts now. And one is a speech position that we're still trying to find. We actually had 2 openings this year, so we were challenged with finding 2 people.
Yeah, very good.
So probably that meeting would either be later in the day or on a Friday.
I think so.
And that's probably where we'll be. And that's about where it'll stand until we,
We just need to get the people in place.
all right. So we'll put that in there. Okay, 12, approve going to executive session to discuss evaluations of the superintendent and treasurer.
Rush.
Second.
Also, I guess you're gonna relax.
Very good.
Will we have any
There
further,
will be no further action taken.
and when's the next meeting then?
The next meeting will be August 15th, 2016, at 7 o'clock.
And that will be the meeting where the new hires attend. So we
Yep.
have that small reception before, so usually around 6:45 or so.
That means come early, you guys, because she'll have cookies or cake or something.
And cake and punch and stuff, so.